Hi guys, welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday. It's Tuesday, March the 13th, 2012, and I'm in a slightly different place in my room today because this weekend I completely tore apart my sewing room and put it back together again. I rearranged it, I took a table out, I shifted a bunch of things around, and it is so clean and tidy and ready to use right now that part of what I'm going to do today is give you a tour. So first of all, tomorrow on Sew Hooked, my tutorial for the Stitched Instructor blog hop will be posted, and as part of that I will be giving away a fat quarter of this adorable owl fabric. This is the fabric I use in my tutorial. I thought that would be fun to share, so make sure you go by Sew Hooked tomorrow and make a comment on my blog hop post in order to be entered to win this cute fat quarter of owl fabric. Most of what I've been doing the last week is again in the category of I can't show you. But I can tell you that I have been working on some things for a magazine, and that's all I can tell you right now, but that's exciting, and I will be able to make an announcement soon. So in the meantime, I want to show you a little project that I did for myself last week. I've been in the market for a new bag, and I've been looking for fabric, I've been looking at patterns, I've been sketching things out, and what it ended up boiling down to was I haven't had a lot of time to make something for myself, and I wasn't finding the fabric that I wanted, so I ran into a bag on clearance sale for $9 that was the right shape, the right size, and had a big blank space for a stencil, so I picked it up and I brought that home, and I'm going to show you that now. So this is my new bag, and as you can see, it's just a canvas tote. It's got two handles, and what I have done is, this is actually the stencil that was on the bag I carried a couple of years ago, and I've put this on a shirt too. This is one of my favorite stencils. This was a pattern that I traced from a batik fabric, and then I enlarged it and I used it for a stencil. So I personalized it with a little stenciling. I added a pocket here, because it had a pocket on this side, but it did not have a pocket on this side, so I added a pocket, and I also added this little guy here, which, as you can see, I hang my keys on, and I have a little shopping bag in there, and that's all I did. I just added a pocket, added the loops, stenciled it, and it's a little bit customized, and I have a new bag. Like I said, $9. I used things I had on hand to personalize it, and it took me maybe half an hour to do that, so time well spent. So we're actually standing at the door right now, and you can see my sewing table over there is much smaller than it used to be, but I've taken almost everything off of it, and I'm actually working on finding ways to put those things in containers that will go on the pegboard. You can see I have a cat in the window, and I do have a closet in here, and as you can see, it has a window in it, which is a little bit weird, but there you go. My closet right now is stuffed full of posters that are prizes for Fandom and Stitches. Over here to the right of my sewing machine, we have my space where my ironing board is, and I have shelves that I keep, you know, my best press, fabric paint, and that kind of thing. And in the little spice cabinet, I have beads and buttons and safety pins and that kinds of thing. This is my IKEA iron holder, which I love. So it keeps the iron up and away from the wall, and it keeps it from tipping over. This you will be familiar with. This is my design wall. I stand in front of this all the time when I'm filming Talk to Me Tuesday. And then right next to my design wall is my door with a True Blood poster on it that's kind of covered by hoops and nifty knitters and things. And you can see my tripod there, which normally isn't in Talk to Me Tuesday because it's usually holding my camcorder. Over here we have the space where my boys work. They paint miniatures, and that is their wall right there. This is Sew Hooked right over here. This is where I draw all my patterns. This is where I do my paperwork, where I have most of my ideas, and I sit in that chair all the time. This is the part I'm most proud of. This is my new cutting space. This is the table that my sewing machine was on up until last week. It's actually an old IBM lab table that my husband bought at the IBM employee store when he worked there, and I've put it up on bed risers. And as you can see, I was able to get all of this storage underneath this table. My plan is to put a skirt on the table. I just haven't gotten around to that yet because I just did all this on the weekend. So I've got my space. I can get to my cutting table from 3 sides. You can see my rulers are up there on the wall. And the IKEA bag is actually my project bag for retreat. So I'm already starting to pack for retreat. There is a lovely crochet blanket made by Imkissa on top that's going to the Linus Connection this weekend. You can see this. I will give you a sneak peek. That's my There and Back Again box with all my fabric and my blocks in it. And I've got a few projects in progress. This is actually my daughter's project. She's stenciling a bag that she bought for herself. And over here on this wall, I have put all of my quilting fabric in one space. So I have here, these are all fat quarters and half yards. And this side, these are all scraps. So the scraps are what I pull when I just need a tiny piece. And you can tell these are all pinks and purples and yellows, and these are all blues, and these are reds and oranges and browns, and then greens down here. So I have them sort of in order. These are boxes of quilt blocks. These are Harry Potter, these are Sunbonnet Zoo's Magical Friends, and they are everything else that I've pretty much ever designed that I've got samples of. I've got my embroidery stuff down here as well, and my beloved pegboard is over here. Up here is the clock you always hear ticking in my videos. So that's pretty much it for the tour. I hope you enjoyed that. My space isn't perfect, but it's going very well, and every time I reorganize it, I feel like it gets a little better and easier to use. Almost everything in this room are leftovers from other parts of the house, so I've done my best to work with what I've got without spending any money. This entire reorg only cost me the price of the bed risers that I found at Target, and those were on sale for $8, so I got those and raised the table up, and I changed everything else in. I had a cutting table that was an actual cutting table, but it was a very inexpensive one, and it had been purchased at a garage sale. Actually not by me, by someone else that I knew, and then I paid them and they gave it to me. And it worked okay, but it was very wobbly on top, and it had seams where the leaves were on the top of the table, and I was always having to work around those. There wasn't a really flat space to work on, and it would move when I was cutting, which was always a problem. So now I have a really solid table, so I'm really excited about that. One last thing I want to show you before I go, and it's this month's There and Back Again prize. I actually don't usually have these, but Amber is our sponsor this month, and she sent it to me. So this is the one ring, and here's the back of the cushion. This is a custom-made cushion, especially for There and Back Again, as you can see. So one lucky winner who shares There and Back Again photos with our Fandom and Stitches Flickr group will win this awesome prize. We are also giving away winner's choice of 3 posters from that massive collection of posters you can see right over my shoulder. I counted and inventoried the posters this weekend so I could make a list of what we actually have, and there are 67 posters. So we're going to be giving away 3 this month. The winner gets to pick from our list, and then we'll see how that works out, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do next month. So don't forget, tomorrow on Sew Hooked is my stitched instructor tutorial for the blog hop, and we are 9 days away from retreat, so I'm very excited about that. Retreat is coming. I have Linus on Saturday, so if you're local or you're near Austin, we meet at St. Philip's in Round Rock from 9 to 11. I will see you guys next week. I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope if you're on spring break, I hope you have a wonderful spring break. We're on spring break this week, so my kids are home. And I will talk to you guys next week. Bye.